How's it going, everybody? Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer here. Wrestling Observer Radio, April 23, 2024. Figure4online.com/wrestlingobserver.com. Got a lot to talk about here today, don't we, Dave? And a lot not to talk about here today.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But you know, we do have to talk, because we didn't mention it yesterday, that you and I are going to London. It's the second ever live Q&A. It'll be taking place over All-In weekend.
We've done way more than 2 Q&As.
No, for London.
It'll be our second one in London.
Yeah, second one in London. Second time. And
yes. We're doing it on a boat.
It was sold out last week. And or last year.
Last year sold out.
It's very late in the evening. But what I can tell you is it's going to take place 11 a.m. Sunday, August 25th. That is the day of All-In.
So it'll be the day after we go to the Copper Box again to see Rev Pro.
11 a.m. Sunday, August 25th. It will be hosted on the historic Tattershall Castle steamship, which is a vessel permanently moored in the Victoria embankment directly opposite the London Eye. 5 minutes walk from Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, right in the center of London.
Were you with us? Were you with us when we went there?
Yeah.
I mean, when we went to we were by the steamship.
I didn't go on the steamship, but yes,
I didn't know.
I was there at the.
I didn't, but we were like in that area.
Yes, we were right there.
Yeah.
So we are going to do the live Q&A on that steamship. So once again, it is 11 a.m. Sunday, August 25th, the same day as All-In. And if you are a subscriber, which you damn better be, because there's a subscriber-only podcast here, you got an email with the pre-sale information. Pre-sale was yesterday and today, Tuesday, and tickets go on sale to the public on Wednesday. So check your email, or you can head up to WrestlingObserver.com, and everything is there on the front page as well. And get your tickets now, because it did sell out last year, and should sell out again this year as well. So grab your tickets while you can. Check it out at WrestlingObserver.com.
Sounds like fun. The one we did in London was my favorite of all the ones that we ever did.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yep, we're going to have the Q&A. We'll have a private meet and greet, photo, and autographs. And we signed books last year and all sorts of different things. So it's going to be a lot of fun, everybody. So check it out. Not a gold boat, but a boat nonetheless. That is coming up all in weekend. So get your tickets before they're gone. All right, as far as news, not involving us, Goldberg made some comments
a
couple of days ago.
I'm trying to find out what the purpose of that was, but
he was asked about AEW, and he just, this was on 93.7 The Ticket, and he said, I've talked to them a number of times throughout the past. This is where you're going to get the most blunt answer you're going to get from me. The product is too cheesy. It doesn't deserve to have, whatever, he says. If there was a comparable, viable option as a competitor that would allow me to still look myself in the mirror after I was a member of their roster, then it would be a consideration. But not a chance, he said, of AEW. So he watched none of Sting's run.
But it has nothing to do with that.
That should have something to do with it. You think Sting can look himself in the mirror after that run? Hell yeah.
Of course he can. No, but the thing is, where did Bill Goldberg get his fame originally?
Well, World Championship Wrestling.
Yes, which was complete nonsense compared to this.
That was...
I mean, think of the stuff that he was there. And then in WWE, what's the first thing he did? What's the very first thing he did in WWE?
Well, they treated him like a fool and put a wig on his head.
That's right. Yeah. And then one of the last things he did was he won the championship from Bray Wyatt, which is very cheesy too. I mean, my gut is that it's probably just, his asking price must have been high. I mean, Tony Khan last year, on multiple occasions, talked about how he's friends with Bill Goldberg. They've been talking, and you got the impression that he was going to come in, but then he never did. So, Bill's asking price is very high, as we've seen, and it's always been. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. I mean, I think, whatever. I haven't heard any more details from either side on what that exactly meant. If, what he meant by that, if it was a money thing or he just didn't like the product. And he's entitled to not like the product. But my God, WCW in that era? Although I know that he probably didn't like that product a lot of the time too. But my God, WWE, you know what I mean?
I'm well aware of what you mean.
Yeah.
But AW too cheesy for Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
So he's buried them, and then in December he buried WWE and Vince McMahon as well. So
well, he's buried Vince McMahon for decades.
Yeah.
Although he's not the only one. Although most people, I will say most people don't.
Don't bury Vince?
I mean, publicly, most wrestling people don't. Publicly. Privately, yeah, of course.
A few days ago, my oldest daughter, Paisley, she's 8 now, and she's got a great sense of humor. She's really funny. And my wife and I were just driving down the road, and it was so weird. Just out of nowhere, I said, you know what movie Paisley is just going to love one of these days? Is
Naked Gun?
The Naked Gun. It just, I don't know why, it just popped into my mind. This was Saturday night. It was just weird. And I was like, she will laugh like uproariously watching this movie.
Well, it was one of the funnier movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was so funny, and it just popped into my head on Saturday night, and then lo and behold, 2 days later, I find out they're doing a remake of The Naked Gun, and Cody has a role in it.
My son?
Well, not your son. I mean, he may.
No, he doesn't.
I haven't heard about that, but I do know that Cody Rhodes.
He's getting married on Wednesday.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Well, anyway. Naked Gun.
Yeah, with Cody
Rhodes.
Yeah, playing Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Are we sure he's playing Cody Rhodes?
Not positive. But
okay.
That's what it was hinted at. Yes.
How about that?
Yeah. So that means he's probably going to take time off.
Well, it depends on what they have him do in the movie. I mean,
yeah. Well,
if it's a short part, I mean, he can.
I mean, he may only have to be a week or two.
Yeah,
but
he may take a week or two off.
Yeah.
But I mean, he wasn't on Raw. He wasn't on Raw.
Well, he's not a Raw guy. He's a SmackDown guy.
Well, sure, but I mean, they got the draft coming up, so.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be.
Like he hasn't been on Raw virtually every week since he won the title.
Yeah. But last week was his farewell. He pretty much made that clear, and he's on SmackDown Friday doing the contract signing.
Yes. We've got Olympic trial notes.
Yeah. So that David Taylor commercial is gone because Aaron Brooks beat David Taylor at 197, I believe it was 189, 189, and is going to the Olympic team. He beat him twice. David Taylor was considered the best wrestler in the country, and perhaps, I mean, he won the gold medal in 2021, and I mean, was one of the dominant gold medalists, and had not, I mean, the guy, when they were doing the TV commercials, I mean, he was the guy they focused on with that Cody Rhodes commercial. And Aaron Brooks, who won the Hodge Trophy this year, went undefeated. I think he went undefeated a couple of years, but 4-time NCAA champion, one of only 7 men in history to do that, and went through the tournament, the tournament to face David Taylor, and then he beat David Taylor twice. So that was probably the biggest upset in the thing. Most of the other, but that, yeah. So that's what happened on Saturday night, and the other one was Adeline Gray, who is the 167-pound woman who she never won a gold. I believe she won the silver at the last Olympics. She missed an Olympics, I think, due to injury. And she'd won 6 world championships, but it was pretty much like you could tell that like her time was running thin, and she needed to win this one. And she got beat in the trials too, so she's out. That might be the end of her. And Jaden Cox retired. He didn't make the Olympic team. And then Jordan Burroughs did not officially retire, but he didn't get out of the tournament either. So to face Kyle Dake. Kyle Dake did win the playoffs, so he's going. Kyle Snyder's going. Mason Parrish is going. Helen Maroulis, will be going to her 3rd Olympics. So those are like the highlights of everything. U.S. Men's team, won the last World Championships. The women's team is probably second best to Japan. So probably will be some medals. No golds guaranteed or anything, but probably some medals coming out of both the men and the women. Greco probably not. Our Greco-Roman team is not at the top level in the world at all.
Before Raw went on the air this evening, Finn Balor did a tweet, and he said, "I would like to take this moment to say thank you to WWE for 10 incredible years. After much thought and consideration, I've decided now is the right time to say I ain't going nowhere." So it looks like he will be
I don't know if anyone expected him to go anywhere.
Signing a long-term deal with WWE.
I know that AEW is looking at people whose contracts are up. I mean, it's not like, whether they get anyone, that I don't know. But they're definitely looking. Sometimes you think that, like, they made this big investment with Okada, Ospreay, and Mercedes, and maybe they're not looking for other people, but they still are. Yeah.
Do we know anything about Becky, Seth, Drew?
I don't anticipate them going anywhere, but I have not heard that they signed new deals. Seth's out with knee injury, knee surgery. Becky just came back and got the championship, which was not planned. That's because Rhea Ripley got hurt. But I have not heard of any of them signing, but I have not asked. Well, I mean, I know Drew had not signed as of a week ago. I mean, that was the last update I heard. But everything, he's done so much work on this Punk thing. I can't imagine him leaving. I mean, there's always a chance. But I don't anticipate it.
So what's going on Wednesday? We may or may not do a show.
Well, my son's getting married.
Oh, that's right. You sent me some message, something about AEW. I thought they were like in the area or something, but they're not.
AEW? Not at all. Why?
Okay, I'll go back and find out. Figure it out.
No, I said I might be able to watch AEW, but I might not.
I see. For some reason, I thought that you were like considering going to a show or something. I was totally confused.
That's in Jacksonville.
I got it. I know that now. Do we have an update on how many tickets they've sold on that show, by the way? Because it was dismal a week ago.
Yeah, I haven't looked. I should look. But yeah, I mean, Jacksonville. The thing with Daly's Place though is that it holds like 5,000, but they've had many shows with 1,000 where it looks just fine. So it's not going to be bad on TV, and it's a cool looking location. But I mean, I think that the hope is 2,500 on Wednesday and Saturday. It's a tough sell doing Wednesday and Saturday in the same building. And Jacksonville is a hard-built city for them to draw in for all the reasons we talked about before. So, whatever. But they're still going to, because it's Jacksonville and it is Daly's Place, they're going to probably load up the show. Although, at this point, do we know anything besides Moxley and
Nothing.
And Hobbs?
It's John Moxley, Powerhouse Hobbs. That's the only thing announced, to the best of my knowledge.
Oh, man. And Tony's got the draft. So, I don't anticipate... Well... He's got a lot on his plate this week. The NFL draft is... they're going to do a thing on Saturday because the NFL draft is Thursday and Friday, which is the same week as the WWE draft. But on Saturday, after the draft is over, his job is to try to sign the top guys who are not drafted, the top free agents. So he's going to be working... NFL Films is going to be filming Tony Khan on Saturday. He is going to be working all day on the phones or whatever he's going to do to try and sign free agent football players. And then he's going to go to Daly's Place, which is, by the way, why the shows are in Daly's Place, because he's going to work, you know what I mean? It's like he couldn't fly. He couldn't fly to another city, and he's never missed a show. So then he's going to be rushed to Daly's Place and have to oversee Collision, which, do we know anything on Collision either?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe in the press conference last night we would get a bunch of stuff, and we didn't. So I have no idea. And it's a 3-hour show again, too, Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm looking here, and
I mean, I hope he's figured out whatever angle he's going to do in that first segment when they have 1 million viewers or more.
I don't see anything for Collision. No.
Well, we often don't, so that's not really that big of a deal.
It's actually a really big deal because they had 1,400 tickets out, and we have 1 match announced for Wednesday and 0 matches announced for Saturday.
Yeah.
I would be throwing stuff out at this point.
Well, I would too, but I would, you know, I look, if it was me, I would be advertising dark match, you know, matches between the top guys, and, you know, just like WWE used to do in the old days when they did TV tapings. The old days, they do it now. They do it for SmackDown every week.
Yep.
They announce matches for Raw, even though they don't do them. They still announce them, which isn't really the most honest thing in the world, but it's what they do. But yeah, there's a million things that I could say that, and I've written them over and over and over again. Doesn't change what happens. Everything that happens stays the same. You know, you can only say, like, try to do this, try to do that, try to get attendance up. Not happening. So there you go.